Hi guys, my name is Sarah Russell. I will be presenting my statistics project for Mr. Giardini's class. My project's name is called Seeing Red, an analysis of anglers' preferred catches. Just a little fun fact before we get started. In the year of 1984, an enormous red was weighed at 94.2 pounds and measured 57 inches in length and had a girth of 38 inches and was captured off of one of the islands in North Carolina. This remarkable catch shattered both the state and global records for tackle fishing, and to this day it proudly holds the prestigious title of International Game Fish Association All-Tackle World Record for red drum, and the current record in Texas is 59.5 pounds. My initial problem that I had before starting this was, what am I going to do for my thesis? And I'm sure all of us were like this. And I started to remember all the times that I went fishing with my best friend and absolute amazing fishing buddy, this gentleman right here. This past year he passed away literally 2 days after our last fishing trip, and it really shook me, and it was really hard. It's been really hard without him. Corey was the driving force behind my decision to return to school and actually pursue my degree in natural science and eventually getting my bachelor's in biology, and after that hopefully becoming a game warden. I remembered all of our fishing trips, and this night right here, catching my PB redfish, 48.5 inches long, and the picture does not do it justice. It was big. And so, it was then that I thought, how many individuals genuinely aspire to catch redfish like me and Corey did? So I created my hypothesis. Texas Parks and Wildlife surveyed the entire Gulf Coast in 2011. A total of 1,229 people responded, which 58 indicated that redfish was their first choice. I wanted to see if that number was correct and up to date. So, a span of 2 days, I visited 3 fishing spots and interviewed with the local fishermen and women to collect my data. A total of 135 individuals took part in the survey. With that, 49 indicated that red drum was their preferred choice. The 3 locations that I visited was Pleasure Island, which is this one right here. That's actually the same pier that I caught my PB at. Walter Umphreys, which is actually where I caught my PB black drum. And then Bailey's Road, which is very, very popular for its crabbing. My hypotheses and my sampling techniques used, I use a combination of convenience sampling and cluster sampling. So convenience sampling, I asked all the anglers who were fishing at the pier and dock what their favorite pick was. It's just because I knew these locations automatically. I found it easier for myself. And then for cluster sampling, I use specific zip codes. So I surveyed people who only lived within the Beaumont and Port Arthur area at these locations. Like, there was a couple of people there who lived in Louisiana, but were fishing in Texas, and I dismissed their vote because it would have messed up my entire process. So after putting my data together, I created a histogram. I asked anglers what their preferred pick was, and I gave them 5 choices: black drum, flounder, red drum, spotted sea trout, which is also called specks or speckled trout, and sheep's head. 10 for black drum, flounder for 35, and then 49 for red drum and specks, or not 37, 27, and sheep's head 11. I also created another histogram with people who lived in the Beaumont, Port Arthur metro area. This also included Bridge City, Orange, Mauriceville. All of these zip codes are in order, and how many people lived within each of these boundaries. Calculating my data, I used a population proportion because via what was given to me from the survey, it was in a percentage, and because the conditions were met for a normal distribution, population proportion was absolutely the best fit for my hypothesis. The level of significance, which is 0.05, I just took the given 95% confidence level and subtracted that from 1. My sample size, sorry about that, guys. My sample size, oh no, it's supposed to be 35. Sorry about that. And I used a z-test statistic because conditions were met for a normal distribution. So my z-score, or my z-value, was negative 4.86. And because my alternative hypothesis does not equal or isn't greater than or less than P, I had a two-tailed rejection region. So when I divided the 0.05 by 2, it gave me a z-value, which gave me the regions for my calculations. And also here, I do apologize, it's not the straightest lines, but I did my best. After all of my math and all my calculations, as you can see here, my z-score for my two tails are right here, and my z-value is right here. If it was in the middle, I would have had to be failure to reject the null, and then if on these sides is to reject the null. And as you can see right here, it is within the rejection boundaries. My conclusion is, since I also did p-values as well, but because of the rejection region method that I used, it is concluded that the null hypothesis, the HO, is rejected. Therefore, there is enough evidence to claim that the population proportion P is different than 0.58 at a 0.05 significance. So, which means I should, if I really wanted to get a bigger number, I should have increased my population size, or the amount of people that I surveyed, to get a truly closer estimate to the amount of samples compared to Texas Parks and Wildlife. Here are my citations. I would recommend checking these out. They have a lot of information, especially those who love to fish like I do. They have, like, the surveys on this one, the records, information about red drum, and PBs people have broken in Texas. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy all the information, and I hope you have a good day.